Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your March 2019 mid-month general reading. So we're looking at the last half of March here from the 15th through the 31st. Welcome to any newcomers here today. Thanks to everybody for joining us here. Welcome back to any returning people, subscribers, followers, those of you who like to check in every once in a while. Thanks for all your support, feedback, and comments. For taking the time to tune in, and always a big thank you to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for always year-round keeping me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. It's an honor and a pleasure, as I always say, and I always mean it, so thank you very much. As most of you know who follow me, if you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, particularly if this reading resonates with you, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below. You can also go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the little About button there. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to your initial request with more info on the same day or the first 24 hours. And scheduling is pretty good too. I work pretty diligently with both my schedule and yours to get you a reading in as timely a fashion as possible, as I do readings full-time 5 to 6 days a week. It's the sum total, all that I do. So I work pretty hard to see if we can't get you a reading in the shortest period of time possible. So if you're interested, send me an email and we will go from there. I do a wide variety of readings of all different types and lengths and costs in all the main areas of life. So I look forward to hearing from those of you who are interested. All right, let's move right into this reading. This is for the air sign of Libra for March 15th through the 31st. Remember, general readings always play out a little differently for everybody who watches. So if you know your rising and moon sign, check those as well. All right, Libra, let's see what's in store for you for the remainder of March 2019. All right, Libra, we have the Knight of Pentacles, followed by the Three of Wands, the Seven of Wands, followed by the Knight of Cups, from the bottom of the deck is overall energy. For the remainder of March, we have the Two of Pentacles, so sorry, Libra, I was just kind of sorting out what I was getting. It's interesting. You have two knights here. Knights can represent other people. Could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. In general reading, so it's kind of tricky because there's so many of you watching and everybody's got different unique lives. They often represent something coming in, offers, opportunities. They can also represent the speed at which a situation or this offer or opportunity comes in, typically representing fast-moving situations, because knights are known for being fast-moving, spontaneous, impulsive, charge, missions, quests, code of honor, ethics. Even the Knight of Pentacles, who's the slowest of all the four of the knights because he's fueled by earth, is still faster moving than the normal human being. He's just a little more careful and detail-oriented than his brother knights. But it looks like it looks like there's some offer or opportunity coming in. For some of you, because there's two different knights here, it could represent two different offers. I feel like for many of you, this is within the relationship area of your life. Love, romance, friendship, perhaps. Some of you, it may be two different opportunities coming in for career and work as well. One of them is a little more slower moving than the others, the Knight of Pentacles, but he's solid. He covers every step. He doesn't rush ahead like some of his brother knights. He covers every single detail. He may come in last, but he's going to get there and he's going to cover all the ground and not miss anything by rushing ahead. Very sincere offer. What clarifies him is the Three of Wands. So this offer is about looking forward positively, moving forward, perhaps the next step of the road. We're still early on in the path here. We're only at a 3, but this is a card of having put some effort in, planted some seeds, and you're waiting patiently and hopefully and positively to see what your ship is going to have when it comes in. It can represent being in the early stages of working towards a larger goal and seeing some things beginning to pay off, some small manifestations of goals, small goals being met on the way to achieve something bigger that you want. So this offer or opportunity from the Knight of Pentacles is more tangible in nature. It's earth energy, which governs the suit of Pentacles. Again, for some of you, this might be in the work arena, a job offer or opportunity that promises to move you a little bit further down your career path than perhaps where you have been. Again, he's a little slower than his 3 brother knights, but he also is the most detail-oriented and will cover every step of the way very methodically and conscientiously. Very sincere, earth energy. And Wands is fire energy, which is about change, movement, action, building, moving forward. Next to that, we have the 7 of Wands clarified by the Knight of Cups. This is interesting because we have this other knight here. It's clarifying this defensive energy. The 7 of Wands can be defensive energy, standing firm, holding your ground, standing up for yourself or someone else or something that you believe in because you have a lot invested in it and you believe it may be being challenged in some way. Even though you can't really see who's holding these other wands. It can sometimes represent being stubbornly defensive when you don't need to, and a phrase just went through the back of my head. I think I heard it from someone else. It can sometimes represent being stuck on stupid, kind of steadfastly, stubbornly holding your ground when you've actually forgotten why you're actually holding your ground in the first place, or being defensive or stubborn about something in the first place. But it can just represent standing up for what you believe in. Now what clarifies him is another knight, the Knight of Cups. So Cups is water energy, and in the tarot this is emotional energy. It's energy of our heart, our emotions, our feelings, our emotional landscape, also relationships. Here comes the Knight of Cups charging in. He's faster than the Knight of Pentacles. He's an idealist, a dreamer, in love with love itself. He promises the moon, comes in with red roses and chocolate, bad poetry. And he believes everything he's saying in the heat of the moment when he's saying it, because he's overcome by this emotion, and he's very impulsive and offering his cup of love and expressing his feelings. But sometimes the Knight of Cups has a challenge in being able to follow through from beginning to end, because water energy can be, and emotional energy, if you're based entirely on that, can be very mercurial, and in the long run sometimes cannot manifest things fully to completion or deliver what he promises. I'm not saying that this offer is insincere. It's totally sincere when he says it. And I'm not saying he can't follow through to the end, but that is sometimes the Knight of Cups challenge. So for some of you, there may be 2 different opportunities in front of you, whether it's in the emotional relationship area of your life of some kind or in work career. We have 2 Pentacles, 2 Wands, a Cup. For some of you, it could be that one of these offers, even though it's slower moving than the other, promises more realistic stability in moving forward. If it's a job offer, it could be the job offer or opportunity. It may not be as fast moving or as exciting looking initially as what the Knight of Cups is bringing, but it's solid, it's stable, it's reliable, it's moving forward step by step. It's looking forward to a realistically beautiful horizon. I feel like you're having difficulty going back and forth between what to choose. Now for some of you it may be 2 different offers or opportunities, and for some of you it may be one opportunity that's coming in as manifested by both of these knights, just different aspects. Maybe somebody is coming in like the Knight of Pentacles to offer something sincere and stable and reliable about taking the next step towards the future. But you're feeling very defensive about it, Libra, because in the past, your history with this person has been the Knight of Cups. That something just popped up on my screen, always when I'm doing a reading. But your maybe experience with this person or this situation in the past has been that what they say sounds very good, but in the long run, it doesn't ever really manifest into anything substantial or real. And you're feeling maybe a bit defensive about whether or not this offer truly has the ability to play out in the long run, even though on the face it looks very sincere and very emotional and all of that as well. So again, this is a general reading, and I'm getting like 4 different stories here. And there's different groups of people to whom will resonate with each story, so it depends on which one you are. You have to take what you can out of this. But I feel like you're not sure. Even if it's just one offer or opportunity, I feel like you're not sure. You're going back and forth because even though it looks good, it feels good, you're wondering if it's actually sincere or that it can actually happen over the long run, the day-to-day minutia of life that creeps in. Because your overall energy is the Two of Pentacles. Going back and forth between 2 things in Pentacles, earth energy. Is this real? Is this solid? Is this stable? Do I at least have enough faith in this moving on? If I've had a history with this person in the past of them saying things or saying things which make me feel like it could be one way, but then it actually never happens that way, can I really believe this time? Should I just pack this up and go? What should I do if it's between 2 offers? Which one do I take? The one that comes wrapped in pretty pink ribbon, or the one that comes wrapped in green and gold ribbon? Maybe not quite as, as poetic as this one, but it has a stable base underneath it. So kind of going back and forth here. Very interesting reading. Let's clarify what that Two of Pentacles going back and forth is. The Two of Wands. I'm not laughing at you, Gemini. I mean, I am, but I'm not in a malicious, bad way. It's just a little bit funny because we want to clarify this Two of Pentacles. Go in a little bit deeper, going back and forth. Why are you going back and forth? Well, because of the Two of Wands, you're stuck trying to make the choice between 2 paths. Now, again, the choice for some of you is going to be between 2 distinctive different offers and opportunities, whether it's in the relationship area of your life or whether it's in the work, career, job area of your life or some other project or something of that kind. Which way do I go? For some of you, there's just one offer or opportunity, but the other choice is just going your own way. And the advice that typically accompanies the Two of Wands, if you look at the advice here, is that the choice should be made ultimately on long-term visions and goals. You're at a crossroads. You don't know whether to go left or right. There's all this stuff going on right now. Don't make the decision based on that. Look at the path. What do you want in whatever area of your life this is resonating in? I feel like I had something similar for both Sagittarius and one of your sister signs, Gemini. So what's your long-term vision and goal in this area of your life? What kind of a relationship do you want? Do you want someone that you can have a home with, a life with, or a family with? Do you want to have someone that you're just kind of companions and more or less dating for a long time? I mean, what kind of a relationship do you want? And make the decision to invest in the path or invest in the person that also wants the same thing. There's a reasonably good chance of you getting there. Not just that you get along well together or the energy's good or the chemistry's good, because if ultimately you don't want the same things, you're going to end up getting hurt. It's not a good investment. So it's about making the decision to take the path that is going to lead you, at least holds the realistic promise of your making, you're being able to attain that long-term goal. So making the choice based on long-term vision and goals rather than what's being popped up right in front of your face, which means you're probably going to need to take a step back and consider this a little bit more. Let's clarify the Seven of Wands defensive energy here. Five of Wands clarifies this defensive energy. So conflict, I mean, this can be external conflict with people or petty conflicts with people. And again, it might be, but this can represent internal conflict too, kind of maybe fighting with yourself or warring with yourself and going back and forth. And should I do this? Some of you, it might be with whoever's bringing in this offer opportunity, particularly this Knight of Cups. Even if it's one, it's kind of like, and maybe this person is being very defensive about, you know, I've had a change of heart, or we can really do this moving forward. And they're really kind of standing by that too. There's some conflict about whether or not this Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, whether they can actually do more than just give it lip service in the heat of the moment. And that's where your uncertainty is coming from. I feel like this decision probably ought to be made on what your long-term goals are, if that other person or opportunity is matching and wanting the same long-term goals, and using your intuition, because we usually already know. Sometimes we seek out other people or readings to validate what we already know in terms of advice. Let's see. Let's pull a final advice or guidance card on what's the best way to, what's the most helpful thing to help you kind of navigate through this. Libra. I almost said Gemini. This is somewhat similar to Gemini's, and I think it was Sagittarius as well. The High Priestess. Trusting your intuition, paying attention to repeating thoughts, ideas, repeating dreams, flashes of inspiration. I say repeating because often when we get flashes of inspiration or ideas, or we have a dream, I'm always cautious about those. But if they repeat themselves, that's when we need to pay attention, because that's usually spirit telling us something through our intuition, which is our conduit to them. And usually when this comes up as advice from spirit, it represents that in your gut, your higher voice, your instincts, whatever you choose to call it, the answer is already there. You can ask for help and guidance to help make that clearer. But typically when this says follow your intuition, it means that you already have an intuitive sense of what is the right thing to do here, the best thing to do for you, particularly in allowing you to go for your long-term goals. It might be saying yes to one and no to the other. It might be, if it's just one choice, it might be saying yes and setting a certain specific boundary time to see how this actually goes. Or you might just decide, you know, I don't want this. And I mean, it's going to be play out differently for everybody, but it needs to be made based on long-term vision and goals. And if it's with another person, you need to make sure that your long-term goals and vision are on board, are the same, and trust your intuition and your instincts in this. Libra. I almost said Gemini again. I hope I didn't. So sorry if I did. It does happen sometimes. So Libra, that pretty much wraps up your March 15th through the 31st, the last half of March general reading. I hope that you found it helpful and useful. Particularly if it resonated for you. Again, if you would care for a more personal, tailored just for you one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below, or going to my YouTube channel's homepage, clicking on that About button. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do love and romance, of course, compatibility charting, reconciliation potential. I do also career work and finance readings and investment readings, gift readings, of course. And I also offer 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life for the next 6 or 12 months. Depending on how far ahead you want to look, they both cost the same in all the main areas of life. So a few different things to choose from. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided. Instantgo has a few different reading options on it too. But I found it particularly useful for people when they want quick, fast answers to quick, easy questions. For the more complicated or intensive issues, a more traditional reading is probably going to provide you with more guidance. So anyway, there's a few different things for you to choose from. So Libra, I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the April, my gosh, April already coming, for the April 2019 general readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, strength, and a happy, happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.